Dragon Brawlers, it's Scott back in here for Players Guild. We're talking about FSO 3 this time, starter deck Broly 4, Dragon Ball Super Card Game Fusion World. So let's get straight into it with the leader, by far the most interesting leader out of the original 4. So, when attacking, draw a card, nothing new there. Awaken, when your life is 4 or less, add one card from your life to your energy in rest mode. Then flip this card over. Already a big change. So you don't draw. You take the card from your life that you like, and then just go boom straight into energy. So yes, you get the ramp, but that means you're going from 4 life to 3 life to get 1 energy, but it's also coming in rest mode. This is going to be a really, like, you probably want to defensively awaken, at least in my opinion right now, without having played too many games with the deck. Um, it's interesting. It's interesting, but I think the payoff is totally fair because you become a 25k leader. That's right. All the other awakened leaders are 20k. So inherently, to swing into this thing with your own leader, you will have to commit combo if you want to deal damage. Um, Again, and this guy doesn't have an on attack draw. He has to sack off an energy to draw a card, but he does then become 30k for the turn, which is a big scary number. Like, that is 2 card commitment to combo out of this guy's attack onto leader. If you're unawakened, that's even worse. I think you just take the damage then because you'd be losing so much cards. But yeah, this is a very interesting deck. I think it's gonna take some time to get used to. If you're playing in just a sealed format, I don't know how well it'll do. I think this is a deck that will definitely benefit from smashing 2 starter decks together and also seeing what support it gets in the main set. That being said, let's talk about it. There are definitely some fun things, some brand new things to Fusion World from this deck. Let's talk about the skill list cards. So yeah, we didn't get any super high quality visuals of the skill lists, so I went and did some artistic interpretation. um, but not only that, so as I've been mentioning in the past 2 videos, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 is the general curve we get in the starter decks. But Broly, because he's going to be ramping, that means you're just getting ahead on energy. Like, he goes 1, 2, 4, 6. Now, we know what the skill stats is for a skillless 4 drop, it's 30k. But we don't know what the skillless stats for a 6 drop is. I've assumed if it's following the pattern, it becomes a 40k attacker, which, is good, but I don't know how much I'm going to be paying 6 energy to play it. Especially when it doesn't offer me anything. I don't know how often you're going to be using it, to be honest. Hopefully it still has 10k combo. If it doesn't have 10k combo, that's gonna be even sadder. So technically we don't know those 2 cards, but we can make an estimated guess. And also these would be cards that probably come out of the deck once you can start mix and matching. But yeah, that is your skill lists. I hope you enjoy them. Definitely all the green cards there. Let's talk about the super combo quickly because I've mentioned in the past 2 videos. So if you've seen it, I don't want to be reiterating myself. If not, super combo is a keyword that you can only have 4 of in your deck, whereas you can have 4 copies of each card in your deck. If you wanted to include 2 characters that have super combo, you could only have 4 between the 2. Auto, opponent's turn, if you use it from hand in the combo, it gets an additional 10k. It makes it 20k combo power on the defense. It's very solid. You're going to have 4 in your deck regardless. Don't sleep on them. They're very important to deck building. Now here we have some very interesting extra cards. So we have Gigantic Meteor, a staple attack for Broly, to be honest. 1 cost, 1 specified green, activate battle. So we've seen this with the other 2 decks so far. You choose a leader or the battle card, it gets 15k. But if you have 6 or more energy, it gets an additional 10k. So you can be gaining 25k on this. And if you add this to a swing, a critical swing, I don't think this is as bad as I initially thought it was. I think it might be better than Kamehameha, to be honest. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting card, especially with the ramp. You're gonna have that energy to use it. So I think it's gonna be one to definitely watch out for because it can, like, especially if they're going for lethal. Like, this could snap out of nowhere and surprise you, I think. And then you're really screwed. I think Cosmic mentioned that this is similar to Shadowverse Evolve with the overflow mechanic, where once you reach X energy, you kind of just get additional things for the benefit of it. And I vaguely remember, I think it was the Dragon people who had it. Like, I played Shadowverse Set 1, but not so much of the rest of it. And then we have a free cost, free specified green, which is very intentional, so you can't use your energy mark to do this turn 2 and start turboing, ramping out of control. It's an activate main, add 1 card from the top of your deck to your energy. It comes in active mode, it's very nice. Yeah, I don't have much more to say then. It's a ramp card that you're going to use because you want it to get ahead. Also, if you pair the two, it pairs quite nicely, right? You add the card to energy, and then you have 1 energy up to defend yourself with the activate battle there. Then we'll go on to the early game. Very unique early game for Broly, actually. So let's talk about it. We've got the on-play with the Moa, which the Moa and the Shimoians are from the original Broly movie. I'm still going to stick to the name that Andrea sent out with Ran and Dom for the aliens, but, you know, it's nice to have them. So on play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Paragus or 1 extra card. If we get any green multicolor cards, assuming these colors are locked to your leader, like, this guy could be really, really scary because he could just find you an extra card. It doesn't say green extra card. Like, I think there could be something there with this card just in general. But yeah, you find your Paraguses, add it to your hand, and then you put the rest at the bottom in a random order. Normally we would put, say, place it on the bottom in any order, but I think just for ease of digital client, this is just like, yeah, just randomly does it. Spends less time thinking about choices and whatnot. Then we've got Shimoian. It's a 1-drop 5k blocker. It's fine. In and of itself, it's fine. It becomes amazing when you pair it with these next 2 cards. So, Paragus, let's talk about him. He's also a perfect card to charge and sack off to get the draw, by the way, which you'll see why in a second. So, Paragus is 2-drop 15k, 10k combo. Activate main once per turn. If your leader is Broly, you have no Shimoian battle cards in play. You can play up to 1 with a cost of 1 from your drop. This is the only Shimoian in the deck. So you'll be playing this. So you can recur a blocker in your activate main step. It's awesome. I really, really like it. That means you'll always have a blocker. Yes, your opponent can remove it, but at least you'll be able to get it back, and there's no additional cost tied to it. Just activate main, bring it back. That's awesome. I like that. Especially if you're using the Broly, like if you charge them, so you know that you're going to use Broly's effect to draw. Like, you get the value out of them, basically. Or also, if they're awakened, you can swing with Paragus to then combo it off to make the 20k. There's lots of little niche interactions here with Shimoian and Paragus. Next up is the next 2-drop 15k, 10k combo Paragus, which is on play, add a card for life. I've explained how this is amazing if your opponent's stalling you out. It helps you get to that point where you can awaken. And I think Broly's going to want to do that quicker than their opponent, right? You want to be 25k before your opponent can really do stuff. So when attacking, if your leader is Broly and you have no Shimoian battle cards, you can play up to 1 with a cost of 1 from your drop. So again, sequence your turn right. You could swing with a Paragus, combo it off, and then swing with this Paragus to add it back and then combo it off if you really wanted to. Really min-maxing the use of the Shimoians there. I really like it. I dig it. Big fan of the little Shimoian Paragus package. Then we go to our mid-game, which is like, it's kind of weird because of all of the different curves the deck has because of the ramp. But we have Angor, which is a 15k crit for 2 energy. We've seen how we could easily make that more with the Broly extra, and of course comboing Shimoian if we have it in hand and really need to get it in the drop to use Paragus to recycle. And then we have Vegeta, which I think is probably going to be the linchpin of the deck, where he's a free drop 20k crit. So again, coming back to this critical striking deck where you're going to self-awaken and then you're going to push your opponent with crit damage, I think, is the plan. And then we go into that overflow style mechanic of, you have 6 or more energy, it becomes a 25k crit, which is nice. I must admit, that is a nice little permanent there, and I think we could see this be a really strong strategy for Vegeta. In ramp decks, of course. Then we'll talk about the boss monsters, because this is super weird. This is a weird deck, right? Let's just put it out there, right? The other decks have felt quite consistent in their theme, but this has got Tails, it's got Broly BR, it's got Raditz, it's got Nappa, it's got weird aliens. It's a weird deck. And from what we've seen in the spoilers so far of the main set, it looks like that's the Cell Saga. So I don't know what's going on with Green. Bandai do weird things to Green. But yes, so let's talk about Tails. He's a 5 cost. So if you think back to the previous decks, they've been 4 and 5 for the SRs. This is 5 and 8. But he is 30k power. That is, woo! That's on a little bit of a low side. But he is critical. And on play, add up to 1 card with cost of 3 or more from your drop to your energy. So you are able to ramp with this card as well, getting you closer to that 6 or energy. If you're going above that, you can easily start to sack off to get those draws in the plus 5Ks. Like there's a lot to it there. It being 3 or more, I don't know how I super feel about it. But it is 1 card. So what I think the plan with this card is once you've burned through your extra card that ramps you, you put that ramp card into the energy from the drop. I think that's generally what they kind of envisioned with the deck. I could be wrong. Please let me know in the comments below if you disagree. And finally, Broly BR is our boss monster of the OG Broly deck. You know what? Bandai gonna Bandai. It's our only 8 cost in the game right now. I think 8 cost is going to be the upper limits of the SRs in the main set. We'll see. But it is a 4 specified green, so there might be potential reduction in the future. He's 45k. Ooh! Like, if you've played Masters, that's like secret power level. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy strong. Ain't no way that Goku's removing you with power. On play, draw a card. That's nice. Then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. That's also nice. That's just straight removal. We have no barrier in this game right now. So on play, bring this guy out, kill something, replaces itself. Awesome. And he swings twice for 45k. Now, if he had crit, it'd be like stupidly crazy. But like, I think this is still pretty solid, right? This is essentially double strike when you think about it. You swing, your opponent might not combo out of it, or they combo heavy into it, then you restand and then just pass the turn. It's going to be all about resource manipulation. If your opponent takes it, they go down to 1 life. You swing with this. If they have no blockers, then you just dump your gigantic meteors, and this card becomes unstoppable. Like, even if they have the super combos, because super combos don't draw in this game. So I think this is a really powerful end game card. Not to sleep on. Don't disrespect it. I don't think there's any way to remove it right now. I could be wrong, but right now I don't think there's any way to remove it. So this is why I still think the Broly deck has a good chance at being the winner of the star deck, because if you drop this, it's tough. It's going to be tough because it doesn't even have to swing into leader. This can clear a board. If you've got cards in rest mode, it can swing in and just clean house. And then Broly has the defensive tools to survive. It can recare blockers. It's got a really good extra card that gives it a lot of power late game. So yeah, let me know what you think of the Broly deck. It's a strange one to me. I'm not sure where I stand on it. I think it's definitely a deck that's going to benefit from more cards. I think it's a deck that having 1 starter deck of it, I don't think it'll be enough, personally, until we see ratios. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's interesting. I'll always love Broly. OG Broly, it's one of the coolest character designs in all of anime. And even Broly BR is pretty cool too. Let's be fair. And it's nice to see Tails. It's just a weird deck, right? Like, I'm a very thematic person, so I don't see the picture yet. And maybe we won't see a picture with green in the main set. But yeah, this is a weird one, guys. I don't know what to tell you. If you've liked the video, if you found it helpful, please hit the like button. And of course, if you're new here and you want to see the breakdown for Frieza and the rest of the set when it starts coming out, then please Super Saiyan smash that subscribe button. And of course, I've been Scott Sedman. You can find me on Twitter at Scott Sedman. There's a really great bunch of us in the Discord linked below where we talk about all things Fusion World. There is some segment for Masters Talk, but it's really fun. We've got Aspira Cosmic in there. Great guys. And yeah, if you come into Battle Hour, please do stop me, high five me, whatever. I'm going to be there with a Lookout and Loki. It's going to be a great time. I've been Scott Sedman. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.